Hey, buddy, this is Gary. Yeah, I'm here with Frank Lopez. Frank, how are you?
Good, Gary. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Today's Chinese New Year, so I'm very happy for
All
what is
right.
going to go
Happy
ahead.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. However, this is what I want to talk about today, and it's about the effects of the fires that we just came out, and some of them are still smoking from 2 weeks ago. In the Pacific Palisades and part of Altadena, Pasadena, and Hollywood. Now, what are the effects of what's the aftermath that's going to affect the market with this? What do you think?
Um, well, that's a really interesting question because it's depends on how we want to address it. The immediate my immediate thought went to rents
Okay. Yes.
because that is you're going to see I mean there were what like close to 20,000 homes that were
They say
destroyed.
the estimates within 16,000 to 20,000 properties, homes that were burned. So that means 20,000 additional families
Right,
are displaced.
right. And let's face it, before this happened, it was already a very tight uh, market for both rentals as well as and you know this
Housing.
is yeah as well as I do
Yeah.
for buying or renting. It was already tight, and we're talking about January, and January usually is a very slow time of the slowest time of the year for us. And whether it's again pre-fire, it wasn't slow. And I take that back. Volume wise, yes, it was slow, but anything that was on the market, and I know that you and I both deal more with purchases than anything else, but anything that came on the market December, January, it was gone in days. So the demand was already there. Now you've got, you know, 20,000 plus families that are going to need a home.
Yes.
Whether they buy or rent, hard to say. My guess is that there'll probably be more rentals than anything else, only because they still have to figure out, well, you know,
The
I need a
insurance
short,
and
yeah,
yeah.
I need a short-term solution. I need a solution now.
Yeah.
And my guess is that most of the fire victims are not even thinking about buying something right now. So it's obviously going to impact the real estate market, the rental market, a great deal.
Well,
Go on, Gary.
Frank, I was gonna say, think about it this way. We're talking just a family. From what seen in reports, we also have the first time, the one who actually help with the fires, responders. We have people from Canada, the firefighters from Canada, from Arizona, and also parts of I think Nevada who came over to help to assist with the fire. These people need a place to stay as well. So, and that's just for the responders. We also have the people who need to for the medical field. So we have a lot of first time responders from different fields that need a place to stay. So that also is taking on the space of rental. That is a really is restraint. Now, I will say that that is affecting, from what I see, is 160% up for rentals. And now the government have put some place, put some restraining orders that you cannot price gouge on rental. And if they seen that you already promoted, let's say, the average price is $3,500 for a rental, you cannot increase more than 10% of that.
Right, right.
However, um, here's the thing though. Just for anecdotes, I have a friend in Arcadia who have an ADU that she just put for rent, and she put it for $3,000, and she
Okay.
had, guess how many offers?
A lot.
Double digit 22 offers,
Wow,
and bidding offers up to $6,000.
wow.
And she told me like I didn't intend to charge that amount. This is what they offered me. Like, well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? This family was willing to pay $6,000 through the insurance. It's not like she meant to price gouge or anything. It's like, well, it's free capitalism. What am I supposed to do? Take the lowest one and just forgo the highest one? I don't
Well,
want to get in trouble either.
yeah,
Like,
and yeah, and that's an interesting question because you and I've both already seen, because we're getting stuff from the Department of Real Estate that they've already charged, I think, two different real estate agents for price gouging because the rent did exceed the 10%. And they didn't go into the details on how much the price gouging was or the names of the realtors. I would have liked to have seen the name as well, but they didn't publicize that. I guess they couldn't. But either way, they're taking it very seriously.
yeah.
So it'll, so yes, obviously it's affecting the rental market significantly.
Hmm.
Um, but at the end of the day, our what you and I do is real estate sales. Um, and yes, of course, rentals are, factor to the real estate market. Um, but I'd really like to get your take on, okay, let's talk about real estate sales. What's this going to do to the real estate market? And when I say real estate market, I'm talking outside of Pacific Palisades, outside of Altadena, outside of Pasadena. What's it going to do to the rest of the market? What
Here's
what are your thoughts on that, Gary?
here's my take. When people think that a lot of the homes were burned belongs to celebrities, millionaires, wealthy people. That is not
Right.
the case. These were people who actually bought this house 40, 50 years ago, and now they're in retirement. These are regular working people who actually bought it at a time when it was affordable, and they have a massive equity, a balloon from whatever they purchased to whatever it's worth right now, millions of dollars. Here's my take. I would say that the properties in vicinities that were affected, the cities and counties, well, the cities in the vicinity would bump out in value, mainly because of the lack of supply and a lot of demand. And this is going to trickle all the way from the west of West LA all the way moving to the east. And how we have, as we have seen, the east side of the LA area, LA County, like San Bernardino and Riverside, has grown the most percentage wise. And I think this trend is going to continue. Now, let's say, for example, that these people that get affected, they get a compensation for the insurance, whatever the case might be, whatever they get. Now, I'm not going to get into details or how much, but whatever they get compensated for the properties that were burned. Now, suddenly, they have the chance to buy another property for cash. Now, the west side of the of LA, is more expensive than the east side. We know that the average price in LA area is LA County is 850,000 average. These properties that were burned is in the millions. So let's say that you are compensated $3 million. Suddenly, you can buy three properties. We have an affluent buyer that can buy more than one property at cash. I think we'll have more buyers and it's going to increase the value of properties this year. That is my
Okay.
that will be my assertion.
Okay. And no, and I agree. I agree because again, we just finished talking about how, even in December, if the property came on the market, it sold very quickly. It sold, within the first week. And that was before we had that very large group of possible buyers that are or victims of the wildfires. At some point, they're going to have to decide, do we rebuild or do we move?
Yeah,
And my guess is that you're going to see a lot of both. Um, because the reality is, moving is a quicker solution.
yeah,
Once they, you know, rebuilding, I mean, God, there's aside from the fact there's going to be a ton of demand for contractors at that time, and probably not enough manpower to address all of the rebuilding. That's probably going to take years. So in the meantime, you know, do we wait or do we buy somewhere else? My guess is that you're going to see a large number of people that are going to move to different areas.
Yeah. Well, here's the
And
estimation of how long it would take to rebuild these houses. It will be between 5 to 10 years. Why so long? Think about
why
it.
so long?
Well, here's the reason why. Because this is a narrow street. This is only Palisades. It's only a narrow street, and you need crew of people, materials coming in and out in this narrow street. And every time you have a construction for one single house, you block the street in order to just unload materials. Imagine for the whole stretch, stretching miles and miles and miles of actually real estate and building every single one. That's why when you see new developments, you see a big stretch of land with nothingness, a vastness, and the whole thing is blocked with in the middle of nowhere until it becomes a city. We see parts of that in Eastville, Beaumont, in San Bernardino counties, Riverside counties. We see all this. But when it comes to developments, let's say in LA area, which is more uh, condensed, we see a gridlock. And we see a lot of those constructions going at nighttime. Well, actually, we see the construction of freeways at nighttime because to avoid the congestion. So
Right.
yeah, it's going to take that long, 5 to 10 years. Are people willing to
Got it.
wait
Well,
that?
first of all, I hope you're wrong,
Me
because
too.
that is because that's an incredibly long time to be without your home. So let's hope that that's not the case. But I suspect it's going to take a lot longer than anybody wants.
Yeah,
But going back to what we were talking about is, okay, what's that going to do to real estate? It's going to, again, we were already in a tight market where something came on the market. Um, and it was priced somewhere close to market. It sold very quickly. Now you're going to have even more buyers competing for that same home, and that's going to do two things. It's going to prices are going to or homes are going to sell even quicker, and more importantly, it's going to drive prices even higher.
yeah. Um, the average appreciation for LA County or Southern California is 7.5%. I will say this though. This is my prediction. It's going to be double digits, at least 10% increase this year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, it's, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so it's going to make the market in an extremely unaffordable situation more unaffordable. Frank, our time is off. Yeah,
Okay.
is up. So if you want to get a hold of you, how can I get a hold of you?
Best number to reach me is 626-289-1111, or you can go to franklopezbroker.com.
Also, for me is a hashtag Gary Yell.
Okay.
Frank,
All right,
I will
Gary.
talk to you next time.
Okay.
Bye.